Hey guys, welcome to BynX Plays Gunfire Reborn. This game came out in May 22nd of 2020. It's available on Steam for $12. What I've seen with the game so far, I'm about 2 hours in. Some really cool things with it. It is a roguelite, so it's a game where you play over and over again, trying to get further and further. It is a first person shooter with some Borderlands type elements to the gun. So you're actually moving around in a 3D space as a shooter, which most roguelites are top down or four directional 2D from the top. So it's really exciting. It's a fun new take on things. You can play this game co-op or by yourself. There's progression as you go through and play. Your character gets stronger and stronger. It's currently in what would you call it? It's currently in early access, so the full release isn't out there yet. And there's two playable characters currently. I only have the first one unlocked, this very cute cat. So we'll just kind of press on here and start talking about some of the main, I guess, points of the game and see how far we can get through a run. So you'll see right off the bat you'll get something that you kind of progress and get further as you get a little bit deeper into the game. You have the ability to get this arm support, which lets you start with a weapon. However, since I don't have that unlocked yet, I just have to start with my starting weapon. So you'll see our first couple enemies here. These are procedurally generated, so it's going to be different every level that you come into every time you play. So just some crossbowmen there to start in the first room. I want to talk about the HUD a little bit and what you can see. So on the bottom left, you'll see there's two things. There's shields as well as health. So the shields will replenish over time. Think Halo the original, where you have health, but you also have shields that will regenerate over time. And so if you lose health, you have to get some kind of healing item, but the shields will come back automatically. In the middle, you'll see my ultimate, and I'll just kind of shoot it off here to start. And you'll see it has a recharge time. So that's a pretty cool one. It locks enemies in place and does some damage. You'll see on the bottom right, you'll see my current gun, and I can scroll through. You get to keep your OG gun all the time. And then that one has unlimited ammo, and you get two other guns, which will use the three ammo types that you can see. There's green, blue, and like yellow, orange. The other two things you're going to see on the bottom right are going to be the grenades. So you have smoke grenades. I'm not sure if that's the same character to character, but this character has these smoke grenades that do little damage on explosion, as well as do some damage over time. And then you also have a dash. So the dash comes back every 3 seconds. It's pretty important to make sure that you're not getting cornered by enemies. So this is a room that's going to close off and kind of be a challenge room of sorts. And I just have to get through these guys. So let's talk about the game and what I'm seeing with it and what I'm liking and disliking in the time that I've played. So I've only made it to the first world, so that's something to keep in mind as you play the game. I know it goes to, I think there's 3 or 4 worlds that you can get to, but the first boss is a doozy. Hopefully I can get here in the video so you guys can kind of check out the first boss and how he fights and why he's so hard to take down. So the character design in the first world is a little bit samey. You get a lot of these, man, and I don't even really know if I want to try and say what it is. I believe it's called like terracotta warriors, or what these guys kind of remind me of. It doesn't really explain why you're fighting them, but they're kind of what's shown. And there's different versions of them. You know, there's shielded ones. There's ones that have heavy crossbows. Some enemies will have shields. And I think there's also a dynamic, as you can see the shields are a little bit different. You can get some elemental attacks, and we got our first gun here, so let's just kind of go ahead and pick that up. So you can see it'll hover over which type of ammo it uses. This one uses the green ammo, which I believe is normal ammo. And we'll pick up this golden goblet. You get these in chests a lot. It lets you update or upgrade certain stats. So energy orb freezes for an additional 2 seconds. That seems pretty good. After using the smoke grenade, 20 max HP, 20 max shields for 6 seconds. Seems pretty solid. I'm going to go with the orb enhancement though, because I like to use my orb a lot. You can spam it usually more than you think you can, which is a pretty important part of the game. So this is a new gun. You can see it does things a lot faster. And then if I think it's tab, I can actually see some of the extra things. So I believe these extra additional effects outside of this main one are like randomly generated add-ons. So plus 50% damage against enemies in decay shade, and +2 projectiles. So this is a lightning weapon. From what I've seen, I think we really want a good lightning weapon going into the final boss of the first stage. So we're going to hold on to this for the time being, and I think we're just going to move along here. So we're going to go on to the second stage. There's 4 stages, and then the boss fight is its own stage with kind of a shop and everything beforehand. So we don't have too much ammo, but let's try using our little kind of lightning rail gun here. You usually want to get these grenaders out of the way because they'll cause you some issues if you wait too long. These guys kind of have a dash you have to look out for. They'll charge that up. Usually you kind of want to get in the back line. These guys can't really do anything right up next to you. They'll just kind of panic around, throw bombs. These guys you do want to stay away from though because they have some good range. So what are we picking up is something you might be asking. There's a few different things that'll drop. There's gold that can be used at different shops or shopkeepers that will come along. There is the 3 different weapon ammo types. They'll kind of drop all separately from each other. So I gotta look out here. I'm getting close to taking real damage, which is something you want to always avoid. Totally okay to take shield damage, but especially early on if you're taking some health, you can run into some trouble. So you'll get the ammo types, the gold. Very occasionally you'll get like health drops in what I believe are meat buns, which reminds me of Dynasty Warriors, which I was huge into. So we can lose some health to get 92 gold. That's interesting. I usually say that I get a healing item before it's worth it, so I think that taking that would be fine. So giving me some gold, trading to get some gold for some health, I think early on is probably the smart play, if I had to guess. So now that we have some more ammo for this, I think I'm going to use this a little bit more sparingly because I think from a DPS standpoint, this is going to be where we want to be. You can see now why these grenaders are nice to just get out of the way. So this thing can't be reloaded. I think whenever I'm not firing it, it auto reloads, which is sort of an interesting dynamic if you ask me, but we'll just kind of press on here. I did not even know you were here, but I'm just going to headshot you down. Headshots are really important in this game. As you can see, you know, I'm doing about 30 when I'm hitting them in the body, and then nearly triple when I get them in the head. So once you start to hear that kind of rattle of hitting the top, it's a big change in the amount of damage that's getting output here. And we have another new gun, so we have the Shrieker here. Don't need to worry about pulling something else off. So with the Shrieker, we can check it out. So it does corrosive damage. That we got a little, I don't know what decay is. No, so decay might be what our grenades do. But if we look over here on our second weapon, explosion AoE minus 50%, reload speed better, interesting. So we have corrosive damage. 10% deals delay effect, or decay effect. So it looks like we can get a decay effect and then get plus 50% weapon damage if we kind of start with one of these and then pop off the other one. Let's see what we get out of our chest here. We get some grenades. You get a lot of grenades, so I think that throwing them pretty liberally is a solid idea, and that it's not something I'm good at for sure. So we got another golden goblet here. We're going to get to pull another one out to get a new scroll. I really like Aftershock, so Aftershock is going to give me additional effects with my orb that goes off. And I really like that. I tend not to get the smoke grenade ones just because I'm not good at using the smoke grenades. So that's, you know, kind of personal preference at that point. Ooh, one mechanic that I get to show off. So you'll see that the orange ammo is what the Shrieker uses, and it is the large ammo. So these classify as large weapons. So you can kind of see my run speed while I'm using that, and then any other I get. It's almost like 50% more, it seems like. So I used to fall into a bad thing of these weapons tend to be really powerful, so I would start off with them and utilize those, and then I just kept getting hit, and I didn't really realize like why. So yeah, I mean that really does just shred them if I can kind of time that out to hit them with one of those. That just seems like a really good combo of guns. We kind of have like an SMG, something that we can use pretty liberally. And we're going to hold back here. Oh, man. That got a little bit scary. I took a lot of shield damage. So, what do I think about the guns in the game? The guns seem... It doesn't seem like a strong point like I would expect a game like this. I know that I haven't unlocked all the guns, so I think that there's still some things to be found within the guns. And still a lot further that I can go in understanding how to use the guns properly and use different... Sorry, this is just a little bit minkus, a little bit monka. What do we have here? That looks like either... Oh man, we've taken a lot of damage here. We kind of got held down there. So it looks like we have a Lightning Blast 2. I kind of like this compared to, I think, and if I remember correctly, there's a if we utilize this portal, we get a damage buff. We can actually check that and look at that. Weapon skill, launch a lightning field, any bolt going through it gets 50% extra damage. So it's kind of interesting. You kind of want to shoot that out and then use it as a window to take people out, which can be really nice around quarters and whatnot. So lightning damage is, again, good. Going to be really good for our final boss here. And what do we have here? Bone Dragon 3. I think we're trading these off for sure. I have never seen this gun. Oh, man. It shoots a black hole. I like that a lot. You know, this game heard me kind of talking bad about the weapon selection. Comes out with something like that. These little bugs are a little bit annoying, so they'll just kind of swarm you, and you'll see that I kind of got caught in a pretty bad situation before. So there is a reload mechanic that's I think is generally pretty important to just make sure all your guns are reloaded, especially after you switch them off. So like there, for instance. I shot it out, but since I hadn't reloaded it, when I pulled it out, I kind of have to take some time there. But I really do just like the base thing of the game. So Craftsman, I believe he can upgrade my weapons. So I'm thinking that I keep... Actually, you know, I kind of want to upgrade this one. And I could probably upgrade that one again later on when I get more money. But I think that getting my lightning damage one stronger, I'm going to be utilizing this more. This is a new part of the game that we can talk about as well. So these are... Let me waste this guy first. These are little portals that you can find, and they lead you to challenging situations. And they usually end with a chest. So I pretty much always take them. A lot of times they'll end in health. So I think it's just about always worth it. Got to keep reminding myself to use those grenades a little bit more. The grenades seem a little bit underpowered. The fact that like they don't explode on contact if you throw them. It is nice that they don't do friendly fire, because I used to get scared about friendly fire a lot. But so there's actually two kinds of challenge stages. This one would be one where it's kind of, I guess the whole game is PvE, but it's kind of like the PvE where you're not fighting anything. You're just... Okay, so I'm gonna roll back here. I tried to take a line, but realize I might die. I think if that last one would have hit me, I would have died. So now we just want to recharge our shields, hang out. So I think our shields took just about all that damage. So that's totally fine. But these are pretty cool. It seems like a cool change of pace for the game. And this one's the long one, so you just kind of have to find a line and just hope you can take it. Sneak through here. Ooh, take a little damage, but make it through unchained. So those are things that you can find. You go through it, usually get a shoal. So whenever you inflict shock damage, you also inflict shock on yourself, but you get 75% lightning damage. So I think this gun is definitely going to do wonders for us at this point. So I really want to stay on top of people with this gun, utilize it as much as I can. We do not have enough to get a second upgrade from that guy. There is a chest here we're going to check. Alright, golden goblet. Smoke grenade capacity +4, so I can get 7 grenades total. That's pretty nice. Dude, we got to take the plus 40% lightning damage. We're getting a synergy here. This is one of the few times I think I've played this game and gotten a synergy. where a lot of things just seem to really work well with each other. So we're getting to the point where this thing should just start shredding people. Um, so let's talk about dying. So obviously, it kind of just makes normal sense to know that when you die, the run's over. But you do have some options. You can use your what's more or less XP that gets pulled through the game. Is kind of how I would describe it. I don't know what I need to do against this guy. Just kind of get to the side of him, I suppose. There are these jade gems, which are where you get progress. And now this guy's really good. I need to use some of my. Oh, so he can give me a scroll. That's pretty nice. I think I'm gonna buy that. There's 30%. I might need two. Oh, he sold out, so it doesn't matter. I'm gonna buy this. It gives me more dashes. I feel like that's gonna be really strong for us. So you'll see one of the negatives of a gun like this where you kind of have to utilize a portal to really get the most juice out of it is that you kind of put yourself into a bad situation sometimes. So you know I talked a lot about how I need to be using both my grenades and my ult a little bit more, and I just straight up haven't been doing that. So let's make sure we're using our ult. Our ult is very, very good. So that guy, you'll see the one who kind of shoots those chunky ones. So once he starts shooting, I want to get out of the way because those will home and those will take me down. But if I can, you know, just get a few good shots with him, maybe I want to use. Maybe this is a situation where I just want to use that to take him out. So what kind of move on here? So I'm not sure exactly how far I've gotten in this game. It looks like I'm on stage 4, but like the first stage might kind of be phase 2. It's kind of weird how it's set up. Let's just check these. I really like my 2 damage that I'm using. Bullets lined up horizontally. You know, I'm not really getting much use out of my bone dragon. I don't know. Let's go through here and see what I like by the end. So this is just going to be a normal challenge room. It looks like. So I ran out of grenades. So we want to make sure we're using our ult right here. That'll help us out a lot. And just make sure I'm recovering my shields. Because I feel like that's something that I need to get better at in this game, is just making sure that anytime I go into a situation where, you know, there's a chance I could get some bad stuff going on, I'm really being smart about my shield use, because it's what you gotta do. And using that more. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I'd like to not be on fire any longer. I'm just gonna hold back and wait for them to come to me if they want to, because my shields are pretty far down. The shield mechanic is cool. It makes you feel a lot less squishy than other games where you're, you know, just really worried about your life the whole time. I probably want to use this guy. He seems like he's perfectly made for a situation like this. We're just kind of jumping out. So challenge succeeded. Looked like I got the last 3 of them there, so that's great. Let's make sure. Yep, just waste that. That's fine though. I'm not going to see anyone for a little bit. Life Sir, when HP is reduced to 0, HP is fixed at 1 for 5 seconds. Killing any enemy within this duration will recover 50% HP and 50% shields. So, killing any enemy within this duration will... That's pretty cool. So, you have 5... So, the first time you die, you'll have 5 seconds to not die and kill an enemy. If you do kill an enemy, you'll get back to 50. If you do not kill an enemy, you will stay at 1 and lose in 1 hit. That's tough. That's not easy for sure. So I really don't want to spend any more of my HP. So I don't even want to look at these too bad. So I'm just going to leave it. Have I made a decision on this? This is a +2. I know it was damage 9, 60. Damage times 13. Weapon damage against burning effect, 80% damage for the first shot after reload. That's really good. So we're going to keep our bone dragon one. I think that it's going to do some wonders for us when we're trying to escape. Now this room looks like kind of a challenge room, in my opinion. So this is going to be a room where a lot of enemies come in, and they're going to be dropping from the ceilings. The way that the enemies drop in, I think, is very unique. You'll see them drop from the ceilings, climb up through the floors, lots of cool and interesting different things like that. I'm really happy I got that guy down because that guy can do a lot of damage to us. So just gonna kind of hold these guys off. Just look out and make sure we're staying in cover where we can. Get a window out here so we can start to do a little more damage to these guys. But really, I think we just want to be smart and um, holding our own here. I mean, this thing does a pretty monstrous amount of damage. So this thing can go around and shoot that guy all the way over there. So these guys are tough. Oh, man. Oh, what is going on? I don't even know what to do. I might die. I'm so scared. Okay. We're going to stay frosty here. We're going to keep moving. Okay. We're doing well. This is a good run. I've had a lot of runs this game end on a floor like this. So like the fourth floor, the enemies you start facing a lot of really strong enemies compared to what you did the first floor. And you know, if you don't kind of check them pretty quickly, like these longbone, if you don't keep on the move, these guys will ruin your life. I don't know if they got nerfed or something, because they seem a little bit easier to dodge. Maybe I just got a little bit better at dodging. We'll have to see. Like, that guy should not have run straight into him. But, yeah, you know, sometimes you just gotta flex. The best way occasionally to, so we'll open that up. Sometimes the best way is just to flex on people. Let's, I can't decide if I want to carry on or try and do another challenge floor. I know the challenge floors on this level can be pretty mean. I think we want to just get our best. I think we have a pretty good shot at getting to the final boss. Doesn't look like we're going to get another upgrade. And this is our final boss. You can see this very scary man right here. So we're going to just kind of, you know, press on here. You get to visit either of these guys. So if I had 400, I could upgrade one of my weapons a little bit further, which would be nice, but we kind of have to deal with it. We can buy a new weapon, but I really like my weapon line out. I mean, I'm just going to buy all these because it doesn't really matter. Even if I didn't need any of them, there's just no reason not to, right? Because this is kind of my last thing. So this is the final boss. He's very scary. He's lying, but I think with this lightning weapon, I should have a better chance than I've usually had of taking him out. So this is the end of the first world. He seems very final bossy in a lot of ways, in my opinion. But you know, apparently this game gets a lot harder. I don't even. Well, look at that start. I don't think I had the range, so I mean, you'll kind of see why I think I've been recommended to use this lightning weapon against him, and I'm just not able to dodge those. I don't know. I mean, we're doing some real mean damage to this guy. But, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, we're still in a lot of trouble. And I'm going to need to take these guys out who are coming after me. And I just need to be hitting them with that as much as I can, and probably as many grenades as I can, too. Okay, so good timing on that. Oh, he got me. So you have a choice if you die here. So you can either revive with your gems and try and live on another day, which is what I'm going to do, because we're not quitters today. We have beaten us so many times in the past, but today, sir, is not your day. Today is not your day, sir. Today is the day that I'm going to take you down for once and for all. Once and for all. You will be destroyed. You will be destroyed. Live in front of millions of people. Ah, no! Okay, so I ran out. Oh, look at that. So I've never beaten that guy, and that was the closest I've ever gotten. So hopefully that was a pretty good you know, kind of view on you know, some of your first runs through the game. So let's just talk about it top to bottom. You know, this came out pretty recently. It's still in development, so you're going to see a lot of new cool things happen with it. It's $12, so it's super cheap, and I think it's a pretty rounded out game for the experience. You only saw the single player, which even just through the first worlds is pretty fun, and you can you know, kind of learn a lot as you go. But the co-op is also really good, and it seems to work pretty well just connecting with someone. Someone got a new game, jumped in with me right away. We played a couple runs. We had a good time. So overall, I would say that this is definitely worth the $12 if you're interested in roguelites and you want to see one that's going to kind of grow over time. I would definitely think it's a fun one to jump in on. And even if you just play it for a few hours at 12 bucks, you know, you can't really complain. So thanks for watching. This is Bink's first impression of Gunfire Reborn. If you got through this whole thing, you found it useful, if you can hit the like button at the bottom, I would really appreciate it. As a very new content creator, it's the best way that you can help me out. Subscribe. There's new videos at least that come out once every day at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And you can also catch me on Twitch on twitch.tv at binks_plays. So thanks so much, guys. Thanks for hanging out. I'm Binks, and we'll see you later.